Hello there, everybody. This is Steez, and I'm going to be giving you a brief Steez review and first impressions on Hell Let Loose Vietnam. Featured on screen is Hell Let Loose Vietnam from this last weekend's open beta, and I just want to say from the first closed beta and first open beta, the game has come a long ways, and I'm glad that they delayed it. As much as that pains me to say, as I was really looking forward to getting my hands on the full release of this game. They delayed it until August 13th, and up until then, you can get 10% off, which is great. You can get the game less than 40 bucks. Even buying at 40 bucks, this game is a steal. I think it is well worth that price, and this is going to be a great addition to the Hell Let Loose series. Just a couple highlights is graphically, the game looks great for what it is. It's a big game, 50 on 50, a lot of chaos, a lot of action, helicopters, napalm strikes, tanks, river boats, machine guns, classic M60s on the Huey helicopters, transport trucks, and so forth. You have all that Hell Let Loose action, Vietnam settings. So graphically, for what it is, the game looks great, and it is a huge upgrade from the original Hell Let Loose. Now, a couple highlights: you do have swimming mechanics that are added into this, which I think is a huge game changer because in the original Hell Let Loose, you fell into a puddle, you drowned, and there was no way out. So, having swimming mechanics, these developers did such a good job putting that in. It's something that has been long requested in the original Hell Let Loose, and I'm glad that they decided to bring that in with this new entry into the series. Now, that being said, you do also have your standard roles. That's all the same. You have squad lead, commander, machine gunner, support, medic, and so forth, which is great. I like the roles. You have the different channels. The map is mostly the same. It operates in the same fashion. You get little dots when you have recon and flares going off, and you can do your markers for tanks and such. You get anti-personnel mines, claymores, and anti-tank mines, and you get some your favorite Vietnam era kit, which is great. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. You do get your standard, your base defense building mechanics. You get barbed wire. You can build bunkers. Nothing changed there. You do get napalm strikes as one of the new commander abilities, which is great. When the napalm goes off, the whole area is set on fire. If you enter that zone trying to navigate around the flames, there's like a red orange filter. It just adds suppression and just kind of makes that whole experience very cinematic. It's fun. Now, the game is looking to be in a pretty good place since this last open beta, and it's good to see the progress the developers have made, bringing the game up to this point with a couple weeks away from release. Seeing it in the condition that it is in this last open beta, they're going to have to wrap it up in a little bow and tie the knot here and there, but it's mostly there and it's going to be release ready, in my opinion. If it's not release ready, uh, I would be really disappointed and highly surprised just based on where the game's at in this last open beta. I think it's just about there. And I think the developers, if they continue at the rate they're going, they're going to do a good job and it's going to have a good release. However, there are some things that are still bogging this down and are a little concerning at this stage in the game. The fact that all of your ground vehicles, mostly severely noticed in your transports, major rubber banding issues. I know this was a huge issue in the original Hell Let Loose as well, but I really hope the developers can nail this, fix the major rubber banding issues on the vehicles. It's pretty sad when you can sprint alongside a vehicle and even get ahead because of the rubber banding is so bad. So that is an issue. That's probably my biggest concern at this point in time, that the developers need to get a handle on and address it before release. Because being able to transport your comrades and yourself across the map or getting supplies to the front line and so forth is very critical part of the game, and something as simple as that needs to be resolved for a successful release. Now, gunplay is in a great spot. I didn't have any issues with gunplay. I felt the recoil was pretty manageable. I had a good time shooting people up and not having any issues with it. I felt good about it. Recoil is very manageable. I also played on both controller and mouse and keys. Now, I do prefer to play on controller when it's an option and available in certain games. So, hate on me all you want. I'm a controller player, but I did play both, and knowing that this game plays phenomenally well on controller after my experience is great to see for those people with console releases coming and people that do play PC and prefer to play controller. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but some people do enjoy it. And the fact that the developers have nailed the controller gameplay is great. There is some aim assist. It's nothing crazy like Call of Duty. It's all very well balanced, in my opinion. But the game runs and plays very smoothly with controller, and that's from firsthand experience. And I prefer to play controller, and this experience was very user friendly. The controls were very well mapped out. Sensitivity was not hard to dial in for my gameplay preference and my style, but it worked out very well. And I'm happy to say that controller gameplay, you're going to have a phenomenal time. Or if you play mouse and keys, you're going to have a phenomenal time as far as feel and gunplay in the game. It plays very smoothly now. Graphically, I didn't have any issues. Even my buddy running on lower hardware, I think he's running a 3060, had very minimal issues. I was getting average just over 100 FPS. However, I am running a 9070 XT 9950 X3D build, but very enjoyable experience. And my buddy who was playing on a 3060, I don't recall what CPU he's running, but he was getting around 60 to 70 FPS in the worst cases, and on average he was getting around 90. Um, playing on the lowest settings, that's his preference, but he was able to get a playable experience for his setup, and that was cool to hear because he's got lower end hardware and I'm on the higher end of hardware, and both of us had a very enjoyable experience for what we were expecting from our computers. So that's cool, and the game's coming out. I would encourage you to check it out. If not, pick it up for $40 or less. This game is a buy. In my personal opinion, I love these kinds of games. Playing the original Hell Let Loose, I play Squad, I play Arma, I play Battlefield, I play all of those games. Not a big fan of Call of Duty, but if you like these kinds of big battle games and some realism thrown in the mix to some extent, I would encourage you to pick this up or at least check it out. That is the Steez review. I know I did not cover every topic. Those are the highlights for me, and just sharing it with you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, give me a follow. I do other content, a lot of videos for Battlefield moments and other fun times with my buddies on other games that I play. I'm going to continue doing reviews, and I'm going to improve over time. So any feedback, negative or positive, feel free to leave it in the comments.